There was a time in my life where I wanted answers and I couldn't find it. I was blinded. I didn't know where to go. Because when something hits you, it hits you hard, it hits you deep in your heart. And at the same time, you will feel lost. And that's how I felt because I didn't have the answer to my question, to the dying question that's been haunting me for years. I didn't have the answer to it. My mom does tarot cards, and it's been years since I got one, but this particular day, I was so distraught over the burning question that was just haunting my mind. What if, what is, I didn't know. So I asked my mom, after many years, it's been about maybe 14 years or so since I had my last tarot reading. I asked her to do a tarot card reading on me, and because I wanted to know the answer. Not saying that tarot cards will give you the significant answer that you're looking for. Only God knows that. You know, but there is, I believe there is a connection between spirituality and the real world that plays a key role in human life. I wanted to see if I could get the answer through a tarot card reading, through a spiritual connection, and we had these cards laid out on the table, and each card represented a different symbol, a different symbolic symbol. I remember a particular card where there was like a juggler or kind of a clown type of guy, and he had one foot in and he had one foot out, and he was confused of which path he was gonna take. But at the same time, this clown or juggler type of guy had a bag over his shoulder. So what that represented was he didn't know where he was going at the time. He had one foot in and one foot out. So the perspective, should I stay or should I go? That was the perspective. But essentially he had the bag over his back and it was filled with items. So even though he didn't know where he was going, he was well prepared. He had the tools, and I believe he had the wisdom to go to wherever he wanted to go. But the thing is, he could have stayed, or he could have went. He was very indecisive on what to do. But at the same time, the more important aspect of this card, this character on this card, is that he was ready. So sometimes in life, you're gonna want to venture out, you're gonna want to do things, but something might be holding you back. At the same time, when you have the tools, when you have the motivation, when you have the will to believe in yourself, those tools become assets. And sometimes all it takes is that one step out to venture out into a whole nother world you would never imagine. That whole nother world might be able to take you to the next level only if you let it, and only if you believe in yourself and believe in what you're capable of. I would have never came this far with my video editing, graphic design, meeting multiple different people, if I didn't believe in myself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you? Nobody's going to believe in your cause if you don't fight for it, if you don't believe what you're fighting for, if you don't believe what you're doing. Most of all, if you don't love what you're doing, then who else is going to love it for you? Your dream might fade away if you don't love what you're doing. If you're simply doing it for the so-called money and don't love what you're doing, then your initiative, your ambition might fade away. And that's what I got from that particular card. Also, another card that showed up was the devil. He showed up in my tarot cards, which I knew he was going to show up in, because the devil was essentially giving me all that self-doubt that I had. It was holding me back. It was fear. It was like suppressed fear that was holding me down, giving me a lot of self-doubt, and a lot of self-doubt, and a lot of things I really couldn't control within myself. It was almost like a battle within myself, trying to get this demon, trying to get this devil out of me, trying to get that self-doubt out of me. At the same time, you know, I managed to overcome it. You have to be able to overcome your fears. So in that tarot card reading, I wasn't surprised to see the devil. But the thing is, the devil won't stop me from doing what I'm doing. Because when you have a good heart, when you have a good soul, when you have love, when you have character, when you have good people around you, the devil will simply fade away, because he knows he's not strong enough to get to you. And even if adversity does come your way, accept it as a blessing, face it, because it builds character. It makes you stronger. And in the long run, when you keep that hope, when you keep that faith, that's when you achieve the ultimate satisfaction, because that's when you can look back at your whole entire story, your whole entire adversity, and say that you did it and you overcame it. So that tarot card reading was a sense of enlightenment to me, because I knew that the journey I'm taking right now isn't going to be an easy path. It's a walk into the unknown that is yet clear, but at the same time, I am ready. I have the tools I need to succeed, and I have what it takes to motivate myself as well as other people around me. That tarot card reading that day was an enlightenment to me, and I'm really glad that I got over my fear and able to move forward with my life. My life goes into expand. One thing is, the true motivation comes from my heart, and we all know my heart is my son, Zayden Lamar Mitchell. He keeps me going throughout all the struggles, the pain, the happiness. That's the real motivation. And with the power of your kids, hey, that motivation is very powerful. It will make you move mountains. Kids are very a blessing, and he's my ultimate strength.